It's like similar with the whole situation that's going on with online with the whole documentary. There's supposed to be a documentary at the BBC. First of all, it's the BBC, so they're supposed to be doing a documentary about black women the death rate during pregnancy, right? Yeah. And in the beginning, Rochelle announced it saying that I'm going to be fronting this and and it was cool, like great, because this is something that needs to be put on blast. We need to be made aware of this, what's going on, kind of thing, because the ratio of black women dying when they're pregnant is ridiculously disgusting compared to other races. Yeah. And then it comes out that a dark-skinned black woman, Candice, was actually in talks and was supposed to be representing that. And she's already like a spokesperson for this cause. She also had difficulties in her pregnancy, so she can directly relate to the cause, and she's so vocal about it. And then next thing you know, boom, she got dropped. And Rochelle got picked up, and now she's doing it. And I have a really, really big problem with this. I think as she's a black woman and she's physically experienced motherhood, she's experienced pregnancy and had complications. She, to me, especially because she's so articulate, she's so smart, she's an author, and she also knows about this. She writes about this. She fights for this. I feel like she would have been one of the perfect fit for this. And I just think it's the BBC. So obviously it's another white-owned company, and we're looking to white-owned companies to do things for us. And I think it's time
to have our own platform.
That we have our own thing.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. But in the same breath, if we have our own thing, we also need to be associated with all these big platforms. This is why they need to represent us more. I don't have a problem with them casting Rochelle, because Rochelle she's got the clout. I mean, she was on X Factor. People know her. But it's just like, don't drop her, Candice, and then they could have done it together. You know, they could have shared the bag. So I just feel like this whole thing of first of all, we could scream that this is colorism. Dropping someone who's dark skin, or, you know, maybe they don't feel like, you know, she will gauge as much viewers and stuff like that, and then recruiting a mixed race woman who will be more digestible. That's the way I feel it could have been seen as that. But I just feel like they could have casted both of them. But anyways, I just feel like at this point, it's something that, you know, every company needs to seriously consider. And do you think it will ever change though?
I think it's people, even like me, I need to be more vocal in my own company and in other spaces that I'm in. It takes the people who are in these spaces, the minority of us that are in these spaces, to be able to be like, no, we need to be represented more. I have a guy in my workplace, and he was speaking about the Black Lives Matter movement. And I'm someone who's when it comes to speaking to people of authority, I'm a bit timid. And he does not care. When it comes to black causes, he doesn't give a hoot. He went right up to like the direct up manager, and he was like, we need to have more representation. We need this, we need that. And they just said, okay, do you know what? We're going to put you on board and a diversity thing, and we're going to get you to be speaking more and helping us more and how we can diversify our company and blah, 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 blah. And I think that is something that I even need to do. And I think how we can change it is to continue having these conversations, the minority of us that are in these spaces, to be able to continue to push and push and push until we start to see more representation. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember this lady's name.
And I don't want it to be like a fake woke situation where we just 1 week we're all marching outside and nothing gets done. It's got to be something that is literally got to be integrated in society. And I always say this, as much I agree with petitioning and stuff because it raises awareness, but what are we doing? We just don't have any leaders with authority that actually care enough to me that actually follow up on this and make changes on the board levels. You know, it's just always do you know what, let them shout and make a few changes, may recruit a few people, and then that should keep them going until the next time they do their outrage again. And it shouldn't be like that. Like, I genuinely watch American TV shows, and they you know, you see the lawyers, you see Taraji P. Henson, all these people in their big firms, and it's so inspiring. And I just feel like this is what I mean by the UK is just bad vibes. Like, I'm just like, listen, even when I go to a couple offices, I'm just like, fam, it's just nothing compared to that. I'm talking about penthouse. America's just like, I know America has its problems, but they literally make you feel like, and we see it. They make you feel like you can be successful, you can be great. We see it with how, you know, girls all over TikTok started their businesses this year and it's thrived because they're so supportive of one another. Why? Because they all have that opportunity. They're represented well. Everybody has the problem. Everyone breaks bread.
I think the problem with the UK, if we're comparing it directly to America, is because we have fewer opportunities, the people who are doing well, they don't want to bring other people up because they're scared that if they bring someone else up, they might lose their spot. And
the truth is they tend to.
And so that's the problem. But I just feel like there's enough bread for everyone. There's a big loaf of bread. You know what I mean? Let's break it for everybody. I think when you're in a position of importance, especially in the media industry or in some sort of spotlight where you can actually influence, you can actually bring other people up. And I think I honestly think it's because of the lack of opportunities and stuff like that black people
struggle in the UK.
Because they struggle and stuff like that. When they're in their position, they don't want to do too much. They don't want to even step their foot in the wrong direction or the wrong place before they now get dropped off their thing and they're kind of dropped. Do you know what I mean? And I think that is the problem. They're so scared of losing what is already so hard to get that they don't want to step on anybody's toes. And I think that's the problem. We're so okay and content with just taking rubbish, and it's not okay.
It's not.
It is not okay.
The more people doing it, the more voice and more opportunities and more like income everyone will get. Like I always commend likes of Nella Rose, how she brings her friends in.
I've seen
that.
I think
she's so amazing for that. And I feel like loads of people need to follow suit. Even you as an actor. How about if you're an actor and you have a platform, speak. Like, why can't we have more of this? So many people are mute because they just want to be like, yeah, I'm the guy, I'm getting it. No, like, let us create a culture of just everyone thriving. Opportunities being created. The economy is booming. More, how about Americans be infatuated with Londoners? How about that? Or UK people? Let them be infatuated with, how amazing, how many opportunity is. Even for you, like artists as well. Musicians do better in America. Actors do better, actors and actresses do better in America. Everything's just better in America. How about we create a real culture here of everyone thriving? And I think until we actually integrate that, not just have fake outrage or just be angry, or until we actually care enough to make those changes, there's no point of us all screaming and stuff.
Do you think, that people in certain positions should almost step down if they feel like they wouldn't best represent what the story is trying to convey? So for example, the Rochelle thing, a lot of people are saying, Rochelle, like, why don't you step down so that you can, because you're in your bag, you've got plenty of bags, you know what I mean? Do you think like sometimes someone should like step down or recommend somebody else? But I love that you've offered me this, but I think this person, and this person is good and will do a really good job and makes more sense and fits better in the narrative of what's trying to be done. Do you think that person should step down?
I don't think so, no. Because for Rochelle as well, opportunities aren't booming in the UK. We can't compare, she's just received a deal. She might be getting paid for Instagram posts or, maybe little stuff from her old music. But at the end of the day, that was probably a big bag for her. So why would she turn it down? Especially what she's doing to me, I don't think is wrong. I just think what was wrong is the people who made the production team, who decided to drop Candice or whatever. Yeah. They should have had her on board as well. Yeah. And this is what we're saying. It's not a one-man job. How about have multiple people? When we see shows get hosted in America, it's like several people always coming to talk. In this UK, it'll be like 2 people. That's it. Create more opportunities. Let us create that culture. It's a thing. Like everyone, there's this consensus that they say the UK doesn't really have a culture. Let's create that culture.
We have we are so rich, even in like the black people in the UK, we're so rich in culture. And I think we're even more rich in culture to some of the Americans because we actually know where we come from. We know our direct roots. Yeah. A majority of us are like first generation. So we know we're Ghanaian, we're Nigerian, we're Jamaican, we're whatever. We already have direct, we have direct access to our roots, so we know exactly where we're from. We're so rich in culture, and I think it's so important and so vital for even like people of other ethnicities to know what we're about. Do you know what I mean?
It's fun, it's
and to experience it. 100%.
Let's be comfortable with it. Let's all do it to the set that they'll be comfortable with it. If someone wants to speak on these cultural things, so that people won't be offended, but if they create opportunities and normalized it, it would be a thing of, oh my God, yes, I've watched that show. I want to visit that country.
And they can relate more to us.
Relate more as opposed to, people. I feel like people are even like, I've been in places where like other ethnicities have been scared to call me black because they're like, oh, I don't want to offend her. Yeah. Like, I am a black woman.
People are actually genuinely scared to say that word black. Can you describe her?
But it's because of a cultural thing, but God. we have a lot of work to do in this UK, because I don't know how long you lot have me for. I can't lie.
girl, she's ready to jet off. And I just think, yeah, like honestly, when he put that tweet out, just to round it up, when he put that tweet out, I literally was like, right, it's so, I was really, really triggered, and I almost feel like I want to be an activist now. I'm riled up. I'm passionate about this, you know what I mean? Like, I'm ready. No one's gonna stop me. No one's gonna stop me.